Hi kids, it's Pastor Tony, and this is our series called Humans. Each lesson talks more about you and me, about humans, the way we're made, what we think, how we act, what we feel, and so much more. We're all different from each other, and God says each one of us is fearfully and wonderfully, uniquely made. So let's take time to talk about us. Let's talk about humans. Today's lesson will focus on this idea about humans, that we can remember. We were created by God with the abilities to get, store, keep, and later retrieve all kinds of information, like smells, sounds, tastes, the things we feel, and even what we see. God created us to be able to remember what we see, so I thought today we would play a game about what we see, a game called Can You Remember? I took a bunch of toys in my office and I put them on a table. I took a picture of those toys, and then I took one toy away and took another picture. So for this game, I'm going to show you the first picture, and it will say, look closely. I'll give you about 10 or 12 seconds to pay attention to everything you see in that picture, because then I'll show you the second picture, and I'll ask you, can you remember what was there before, but now it's missing? Let's get started. Look closely at this picture. All those toys on the table. This is the picture where I'll give you time to study what's there. 10 or 12 seconds to try to figure it out, to pay attention to the colors and shapes, the stuff that you see. Then I'll ask you this question. Do you think you can remember what was there before, but now it's missing? When you see this slide, it'll say, can you remember what was there, but now it's missing? Maybe you remembered that it was the burger in the top right corner of the picture. It was there before, but now it's gone. So does this make sense? You'll see the first picture, look closely. Second picture, can you remember what was there, but now it's gone? I hope so. Here we go. Look closely. Okay, now I'm going to ask you, can you remember what was there, but now it's gone? Did you remember what was there, but now it's gone? It was that red Lego brick right on the white cloud in the middle of the picture. Here's another one. Look closely. I hope you're ready. Can you remember what was there before, but now it's missing? This time it was the black suction cup sitting right on top of the burger. Did you get it? Maybe somebody else in the room figured it out before you did? See how you can do with this next one. Look closely. Can you remember what was there, but now it's missing? Some of you got it. It was the blue finger light wrapped inside that really colorful bracelet on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. Since we're talking about being able to remember, I wanted to share with you a verse that David wrote in the book of Psalms. David wrote about remembering God, about all that God had done. In Psalm 143, verse 5, David says, I remember what happened long ago. I recall everything that you have done. I think about all that you have made. Look at that very first part of the verse. I remember what happened long ago. I was thinking that we could do something together. Maybe you're by yourself, or maybe you're with other people. I want to ask you a question and give you a chance to talk out loud by yourself or with the others around you to answer that question. My question is, can you remember anything that God did for you long ago? I don't mean just 10 minutes ago or a year ago. I mean before you were born. Anything that God did for you 100 years ago or thousands of years ago. Things like He created dogs and cats. He gave us the Bible. He gave us Jesus. He even gave us peas and prunes to eat. Stuff like that. Talk with the people around you or out loud and answer the question, can you remember anything that God did for you long ago? Okay guys, you ready to move on? We're moving on to round 2 of our game, Can You Remember? Same toys for the most part, but a different setup. Same idea though, look closely. Okay, see if you can remember now in this next picture what was there, but it's not there anymore. Did you notice what it was? Right there next to the Bible, there used to be a gnome, but he's not there anymore. Did you remember? See if you can do it again. Look closely. Okay, let's see if you can remember what was there, but now it's missing. Did you see it? It was the orange car. Look closely. Okay, I'm going to ask you the next question. Can you remember what was there, but now it's not? Maybe you got it. This time on the left-hand side, it was the big yellow Care Bear. It went missing for this picture. What about this one? Look closely. Now see if you can remember what was there before, but now it's missing. This time you might have noticed that on those giant yellow clothespins, there used to be a tiny little yellow smiley face eraser. Let's talk again about that verse that David wrote. He said, I remember what happened long ago. I recall everything that you have done. I think about all that you have made. Look at that second sentence again. I recall everything that you have done. Let's take some time for you to do exactly what David said, to talk out loud or with the people next to you to answer this question. Can you remember anything God did for you yesterday? He may have let you sleep in or given you pancakes. Maybe you spent time with the TV, gaming, family time together. Or maybe you just want to remember that God helped my brother take a bath yesterday and I'm so excited. Whatever it is, answer this question. Can you remember anything that God did for you yesterday? Okay, we're ready for our third and final round of the game. Can you remember? Same stuff, new arrangement. Look closely. Can you remember now what was there, but this time it's missing? This time, it was a tiny little green smiley face eraser on that big green looking anemone. Now look closely again. Can you remember what was there, but now it's missing? This time, it was the red Lego brick on top of that little red thing near the calculator. Look again. Look closely. Again, I ask you, can you remember? Well, maybe you noticed that before, that little guy in the middle, I think it's Noah, had been holding a blue finger light in his left hand. Now it's gone. One more. Look closely. Because if you look closely enough, you can see me in this picture. Okay, can you remember what was there before, but now it's missing? Maybe you noticed there used to be a silver ball sitting on top of that giant yellow clothespin. And if you did look closely enough, you would have been able to see me with my phone taking a picture of all those toys. Hey, can you remember what David wrote in Psalm 143? He said, I remember what happened long ago. I recall everything that you have done. I think about all that you have made. He said, I think about all that you have made. Can you remember anything that God made? It might be a person, a place, an emotion, a food, an animal, an ability, anything. Answer this question with the people around you. Can you remember anything that God made? As we finish today's lesson, I don't want you to forget what David said. He said, I remember what happened long ago. I recall everything that you have done, and I think about all that you have made. God has done so very much for you and for me. And we had a chance today to talk about much of that stuff, the things, what God has given us, what He's done for us. I have an idea. What if you take all your toys, you have toys, right? And put your toys on the table and invite a friend to sit next to you. And then you say to your friend, look closely at what's down there. After a few seconds, have them close their eyes. Take one of your toys away, have them look again, and ask them, can you remember? What was here before, but now it's missing? And as you play that game, talk about this verse from David, and talk together about what God did a long time ago, what he did yesterday, and anything that he's made. If you don't want to play that game with your stuff, just maybe rewatch this lesson with a friend and do the same thing. So whether you play the game, watch the lesson, whatever it might be, even if you don't, remember to keep talking about God, about what he's done, about who he is, and how we can be like him. And don't forget what we talked about today, about humans. We can remember. So I hope you remember to join us next time. We'll have another lesson, talk more about God, more about us, more about his names. And as we go, I've got one more picture to show you. I'm going to show you the picture. You need to look closely. And then I'll ask you, can you remember? But this time, I won't give you the answer. You got to figure this one out on your own. Good luck. Bye.